Hi friends, welcome to virtual learning. Today we are going to learn the Inchcape Rock third poem of our poetry section. Friends, so let's learn the Inchcape Rock. Before starting, let us see icebreakers. Prepare a word register related to marine life. For example, sailors, ship, fish, whale, vessels, seeds, rocks, waves. These are the words related to marine life. Anchors, keel. So these are the things. Canvas. So many words related to marine life. So next one's here. The functions of lighthouse are lighthouse functions you have to complete. This is the completion task to show direction, to guide ships while they are in danger, to show them the way, to show them the port. All these things. One type of that it is a guide for ship. You can say lighthouse is a beckoning light for ships and sailors. So these are the functions of these things. Discuss in pairs and group various famous rocks in the world and mention the places where they are. Now here, balancing rock at Mahabalipuram, that is in Chennai. Now three you have to complete. So I will tell you, but you have to find out where the place and what that rock. First one here in Rajasthan, Mount Abu, the place, famous rock that is a toad rock. You will see the images. Then here in our Maharashtra at Aurangabad, Kailas Temple caves. Is there that cave carved in a single rock? That is also very famous. Then find out that is for you only. Narrate in the class a story about someone who destroyed spoil someone else's good work. Here, friends, if a person is a very good in nature and doing good things, helping poor people, society, and some persons are there in our society they try to destroy that person's life or fame from his life. So such thing that happen in our day-to-day life. So many people are good and so many people also they are cunning, bad or criminal minded. So friends, you have to narrate that story who destroyed or spoiled someone good work. Sometimes it happens because of that person become very famous, that's why others automatically jealous of that person. Now discuss in pairs and groups the following expressions. Take the help of your teacher. You can. Now you can take the help of your friend or your father and mother. As you sow, shall you reap. Means this is the thing that proverb. We can say that as you sow, this is the expansion of idea in our writing skill. There is a separate topic. These are the topics expansion of idea, and you have to expand these ideas. So as you sow, shall you reap. Means this is the reward. One can get reward of his own karma. That is in Bhagavad
In
Gita.
Bhagavad Gita,
Lord
Lord
Krishna has
Krishna has told us
here how we have to behave in our life and how we have to do our karma, good karma. If you have done good, then definitely you will get good fruits of that good things. Second one, crime gets its own punishment. So criminal is there. Ultimately, finally, God punishes him or police punishes him. So crime gets punishment. What goes around comes around. Whatever that the things that your thoughts or your things that goes around that comes returns to us only. So we have to behave very properly in our society. Tit for tat. This is also the proverb that tit for tat means any person, if a person behaving very wrong, society, his conduct, his nature is very bad. So definitely bad things will happen to him. So tit for tat. He will digs a pit for others but falls into the same. This is very good. That when you dig for someone, first you fell in that dig. Means this is the very good proverbs in Marathi. तो दुसऱ्यासाठी खड्डा खोदतो तोच त्या खड्ड्यात पडतो पहिल्यांदा. So this is very good proverb in Marathi. So here, friends, you have to write all these expansions of idea. This is 5 topics are there. So in your homework notebook, you please write. Next, go ahead. Robert Southey, poet, who has composed this poem, the Inchcape Rock. I will tell you what is Inchcape Rock and something or everything. Before going, see the little or a brief introduction. Robert Southey, born in 1774 and died in 1843. He was one of the romantic poet. Romantic poet, very good poetry. He has composed romantic poetry like William Wordsworth, John Keats. And here, he was born in Bristol, England. He was the son of a draper, educated at Westminster School and Balliol College, Oxford. He was a poet laureate of England from 1813 to 1843. Was he of his short poems like The Scholar, The Battle of Belen, Bishop Hatto, The Inchcape Rock, etc. These are very famous poems. That poems, short poems, are very popular with the school children, among school children, very popular those days also. Even today, he is a romantic poet. The Inchcape Rock is a ballad. See here the introduction of this. Inchcape Rock is a ballad. Now, ballad means here it is a poetry about legendary heroes or legendary things that is sung, a song type. So it is a ballad. Like we in Maharashtra, we often listen the ballads of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So this is one type of ballad. So Inchcape Rock is a ballad in song. It's the story of the 14th century attempt by Abbot of Aberbrothock to install a warning bell on Inchcape Rock. What happened? Abbot of Aberbrothock means the clergy person, man of that church, and that person, very good person, and he installed bell, warning bell, where the Inchcape Rock. Inchcape Rock is a reef that is away from Scotland, here about north in sea, that is 18 kilometer in sea. This is a reef, means island, small type of rocks that upward portion in sea, and that rock is very dangerous, very danger for sailors. So many ships that wreckage due to obstacle or due to that trekking to that rock. So many persons died there, and that's why a person abbot of Aberbrothock, a clergyman of that church and a good person, he raised that bell or the set install that bell on that rock so that the sailors will listen the bell when there is a high tide and low tide or the storm. At that time, that bell will ring, and the sailors in the sea, they will came to know that yes, there is a rock. So Inchcape Rock, a notorious stone reef about 11 miles, that is 11 miles, 18 kilometer from the east coast of Angus, that is Scotland. I told you, near Dundee and Pip is the area, the name of that, occupied by the Bell Rock Lighthouse, and there Bell Rock Lighthouse. Later on, some persons or good persons they installed their lighthouse in 1802. So that is the lighthouse that works for guidance for ship or sailors. Southey was inspired by the legendary story of a pirate who removed the bell on the Inchcape Rock, placed by Abbot of Aberbrothock. And Robert Southey inspired to compose this poem because what happened? Sir Ralph the Rover, wicked pirate, he just remove that bell. Why he removed that bell, we will see in poem. The poem gives us a message that those who do wrong things will meet with due punishment. This is the theme of the poem. In very short means as you sow, so shall you reap. This is only very short theme is there. The central idea poem gives us a message, and this is a message that those who do wrong things will meet with due punishment. So here, friends, let us learn about this Inchcape Rock. Here the Inchcape Rock. Here this one, the Inchcape Rock. First stanza. We will read first. No stir in the air, no stir in the sea. The ship was as still as she could be. Yeah, her sails from heaven received no motion. Her keel was steady in the ocean. Here the second one. Without either sign or sound of their shock, the waves flowed over the Inchcape Rock. So little they rose, so little they filled. They did not move the Inchcape bell. Third stanza. The abbot of Aberbrothock had placed that bell on the Inchcape Rock on a buoy. In the storm, it floated and swung, and over the waves, it's a warning drum. These are the three stanzas. First, we complete this and we will go ahead. Now, see here explanation of this first stanza. No stir in the air, no stir in the sea. Means the environment in sea that was very calm and quiet. Ship was as still as she could be. The ship was their ship. Ship was as still as she could be. Means she means here ship. Very calm and quiet. No movement was there, and no air was there. See also here, and ship was very steady. Her sails from heaven received no motion. Her sails from heaven. Her sails. Sails means here the portion canvas that raise canvas that is of burlap or something that canvas sheet we can say that is the sail. Her sails. Her means here ship. Sails from heaven received no motion. Heaven means here from heaven means by God. Received no motion means there was no air. That's why that canvas was also very steady, calm and quiet. Environment is very calm. Her keel was steady in the ocean. And her keel means here the down portion of ship. Here picture, this is the portion in keel. This portion is known as keel of ship. And that was very steady. No movement was there. That's why wind was not there, wind was not blowing. That's why ship was steady. Means here the first stanza and its a meaning. Without either sign or sound of their shock. Without either sign, no sign of that sound or their sound shock or the waves or the blowing of winds. The waves flowed over the Inchcape Rock. And the waves that flowed over the Inchcape Rock. There was a rock, and from that upward portion in sea, and waves were flowing. Waves flowed over Inchcape Rock very silently, no sound, no shocks were there. So little they rose, so little they fell. And so little they rose, so little they fell. They did not move the Inchcape bell. And that waves also did not move the Inchcape bell because that waves were very little. And there was a bell. Here in the photograph, here it is bell is attached here. This one, this portion, and the waves very calm and quiet only, not touching that one. This portion means this lighthouse erected in 1802. Later on, friends. So see here, this is the explanation of third stanza. Now the about of this one third. Second we have completed. The abbot of Aberbrothock. See here the abbot, the meaning of head of abbey of monk. Head of abbey of monk or church. Abbey, a building, the sacred building that is a church, or we can say temple where the nuns live or used to live. Where that nuns used to live. And that person, clergyman, very good person, was here. The photograph of his I have attached here. So he had placed that bell on Inchcape Rock. Why? On a buoy means that floating rock reef. The storm it floated and swung. When the storm will there, when waves were obstacle, and when waves struck, that bell will ring. And over the waves, it warning rung. And if that waves struck that bell, at that time it was a warning rung. Means for ships or for sailors, indirectly means it is a guidance means don't come this direction, here it is a rock, so save your life, don't come, go away from other side or turn your ship. So this is a dangerous suggestion, instruction. So very good thing that is, and so many sailors save their life. Here the bell it is attached like that here. So let's go. A boy, floating object anchored in a sea to mark dangerous place. This is a floating object. That is a buoy. It's bell type. This one. Now what happened? Few reasons for sailors' appreciation of the abort. You have to write that. So when fourth stanza, when the rock was hid by such swell. Now what happened when the rock was hid by surge swell? Means here surge swell means sudden great rise in the level of sea water, means due to high tide. And when the rock was hid by surge swell, the mariners heard the warning bell. And the mariners means here sailors, they listened that bell, they heard that bell, warning bell. Yeah, it's a dangerous. Here it is a danger rock. And then they knew the perilous rock. Then they knew the perilous rock and blessed the abort of Aberbrother. And they blessed the abort of Aberbrother. They just say thanks to abort of Aberbrother that he has installed that bell, and that's why they could see, they could safely turn their ship, and they could save their life from that sucking or wreckaging. That's why here they sailors appreciate appreciation of sailors. They said that it's a good person, it's a good thing that he saved life. He installed that bell on that rock, and that very dangerous rock. Perilous means very dangerous. There surges well sudden rise and of the level of seawater. Blessed, old English form of bless, means they bless. Now next one, the sun in heaven was shining gay. Now the sun in heaven means how was the environment? Very gay, shining gay. This beautiful environment was there. See here the wicked pirate, how he is cutting that bell. This one, wicked pirate, Sir Ralph the Rover. This is the image of pirate. So here, the sun in heaven was shining gay. All things were joyful on that day. So on that day, all things were joyful. Means everyone happy. Even environment that was also happy. Sunlight, beautiful bright sunlight was there. The seabirds screamed as they wheeled around, and seabirds they just wheeled around, whirling around and round on that ship of Sir Ralph the Rover. Now that is very good. Means seabirds also whirl round and round and in a joyful mood. And there was joyance in their sound. There was joyance in their sound. Happiness was there. They were very happy. In short, all environment that was very good, beautiful environment. Clear sunlight was there. Here the next stanza. The boy of Inchcape Bell was seen a darker speck on ocean green. Now the boy, that is the floating object, boy of the Inchcape Bell was seen a darker speck on ocean. Means how that seen like a dark spot. Means speck means here a tiny dot. And that seen that there is a bell, something is there, object is there, and it looks like a dot. Darker speck on the green ocean means water that was greenery. Sir Ralph the Rover walked his deck, and Sir Ralph the Rover means here the pirate, villainous character in this poem. and he walk on his deck, upper portion of ship, and he fix his eye on the darker speck, and he fix his eye on that darker speck. What is there? There is a bell, and that bell is ringing, and that bell wants sailors. Means he just fix his eye on that darker speck. Sir Ralph, a sea pirate, here he felt cheering power of spring. Now he felt cheering power of spring. Means here, like a spring season. Means every that environment was very clear, bright, sunny, and that effect that also on his mind. He was also happy. He made whistle. It made him sing, and he made whistle. Means it is a mood showing the mood of wicked pirate. Sir Ralph the Rover. He whistle. Whistle means in a happy mood. Sometimes we whistle. Sometimes we just humming that sound. It made him sing, and he sing. So environment was very good, beautiful. Outside environment also, and he is also very happy. His heart. So that's why he made him whistle and made him sing because of environment. His heart was mirthful to excess. His heart was mirthful, very joyful to excess. Very happy he was. Mirth means joy. But the rover's mirth was wickedness. But the rover's mirth means here the wicked pirate. After all, he is a pirate and he is wicked person. He wanted to destroy, he wanted to loot other persons. That's why his mirth, joy was wicked joy. Here describe the state of mind of Sir Ralph. So you have to write about the mind of very happy, whistling because of environment, bright environment. That's why. So friends, here we have completed this stanzas. Now next we will take in next part. Thank you very much watching my video.